7 Days to Reset Your Body, the Ayurvedic Way, an audiobook by Estrella Martinez. Before we begin, please take a moment to listen to this. This audiobook is shared for educational and informational purposes only. It is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any medical condition, and it does not replace professional medical advice or care. The perspectives offered here come from traditional Ayurvedic wisdom and general wellness principles. Every body is different, and individual needs, circumstances, and responses can vary. If you are pregnant, postpartum, managing a medical condition, or taking medication, please consult a qualified healthcare professional before making any changes related to your health. Listening to this audiobook does not create a practitioner-patient relationship. Thank you for taking the time to listen with care. The first 4 days of an Ayurvedic reset focus on reducing pressure, restoring warmth, stabilizing digestion, and calming the nervous system, because healing begins when the body feels supported, not pushed. Before we go deeper, it may help to know where this reset is leading. Ayurveda does not ask the body to change quickly. It asks the body to feel supported first. Over the first 4 days, the reset follows a simple rhythm. Each day has one main focus. You don't need to do everything perfectly, just allow the direction to guide you. Day 1 is about reducing pressure. Slow your pace where you can. Do fewer things at the same time. Let unfinished tasks wait. This matters because the body cannot repair itself while it feels pushed. When pressure eases, energy that was being used to cope becomes available for healing. The reset begins when the body no longer feels forced. Day 2 is about adding warmth. Favor warm foods and warm drinks. Keep the body physically warm, especially the abdomen and the feet. Avoid cold meals or iced beverages for now. Warmth tells the nervous system that it is safe. It supports digestion and steadies energy. Warmth is not comfort, it is stability. Day 3 is about supporting digestion. Eat at consistent times. Eat slowly, without rushing or distraction. Stop before feeling overly full. In Ayurveda, digestion governs energy, clarity, and mood. When digestion steadies, the body rebuilds naturally. You don't reset the body directly, you reset digestion, and digestion resets the body. Day 4 is about calming the nervous system. Reduce stimulation when possible. Allow moments of quiet without filling them. Breathe slowly when tension appears. A nervous system that feels unsafe blocks healing. Calm does not need to be forced. It emerges when the body receives steady signals of safety. These 4 days create the foundation: pressure reduction, warmth, digestion, calm. Everything that follows builds on this. You don't need to remember every detail. Your body will recognize what feels supportive. Simply listen, notice what settles, and allow the reset to unfold gently. Ayurveda has always taught that the body does not need to be forced into change. It needs the right conditions to reset itself. This audiobook is not about fixing what is broken. It is about restoring stability so the body can begin listening to itself again. In this first part, we focus on removing pressure, restoring warmth, strengthening digestion, and calming the nervous system. These are the foundations of every Ayurvedic reset. You do not need prior knowledge. You do not need to do anything perfectly. You only need to listen and notice. This is where the reset begins. Chapter 1. Stop forcing the body. Let's begin gently. If your body feels tired, heavy, or resistant, there is nothing wrong with you. This is not a failure of discipline, motivation, or strength. In Ayurveda, these sensations are understood as signals, quiet messages asking for a different approach. Modern life teaches us to respond to discomfort by pushing harder, more effort, more control, more discipline. But the body does not reset through force, it resets through cooperation. Ayurveda has always been clear on this point. When the body is forced, it resists. When it is supported, it responds. Many people come to Ayurveda feeling frustrated. They are doing all the right things, eating well, exercising, staying busy, yet still feel depleted. Ayurveda does not see this as a contradiction, it sees it as information. Fatigue is often not a sign of weakness, it is a sign that the body is working harder than it should. When pressure is constant, the nervous system stays alert. When the nervous system stays alert, digestion weakens. When digestion weakens, energy becomes unstable. This happens quietly, without dramatic symptoms, which is why it is often ignored. The body adapts. It always adapts, but adaptation under pressure comes at a cost. In Ayurveda, the first step of any reset is not action, it is relief. Relief from rushing, relief from proving, relief from trying to override signals that are meant to protect you. This does not mean doing nothing, it means doing less on purpose. Imagine trying to calm a lake by stirring it faster. The water does not become still through movement, it becomes still when movement stops. The body works the same way. When effort is reduced, the system begins to settle. Breath deepens, digestion regains rhythm, the nervous system starts to feel safe enough to release tension it has been holding for far too long. This is why Ayurveda begins with removing pressure before adding practices. You do not need prior knowledge. It is not a test of discipline. You are being asked to change how you relate to effort. Over the next days, we will introduce warmth, rhythm, digestion, and calm, but none of these will land properly if pressure remains high. So today, let the reset begin where it always should, with less force, with more listening, with trust in the body's intelligence. You are not behind, you are not failing, you are simply being asked to change how you relate to effort. And that change, quiet, gentle, and intentional, is where true reset begins. Chapter 2. Warmth creates stability. Let's continue slowly. In Ayurveda, warmth is not treated as comfort, it is treated as structure. This can feel surprising in a modern world that often celebrates cooling, refreshing, and energizing sensations. Cold drinks, cold showers, cool air, light foods. These things can feel invigorating in the moment, but Ayurveda asks a different question. Not how something feels immediately, but what it does to the body over time. Warmth stabilizes, cold destabilizes. After periods of stress, fatigue, or imbalance, the body naturally seeks warmth. This is not emotional preference, it is biological intelligence. Warmth tells the nervous system that it is safe. Safe to slow down. Safe to digest, safe to restore. When warmth is missing, the body compensates by tightening. Muscles brace, breath becomes shallow, digestion becomes irregular. This tightening often goes unnoticed because it becomes familiar. Many people live in a state of low-level contraction without realizing it. Ayurveda recognizes this as a sign that the system has lost its internal warmth. Internal warmth is what allows the body to function smoothly. It supports digestion, it maintains circulation, it keeps energy moving without strain. When warmth is present, the body does not need to work as hard to stay balanced. This is why Ayurveda begins resets and healing processes by protecting warmth. Warm food, warm environments, warm routines.
Not excess, not heaviness, just enough warmth to allow the body to relax its grip. Cold, even in subtle forms, pulls energy outward. It forces the system to adapt. Over time, this adaptation drains vitality. Energy that could be used for clarity, focus, and resilience is instead spent on regulation. You may recognize this as feeling on edge or unsettled without knowing why. Warmth gently reverses this. It draws energy inward. It slows scattered systems. It gives the body permission to settle. This is not about avoiding all cold forever. Ayurveda is never extreme. It is about timing and proportion. When the body is trying to reset, warmth becomes support rather than indulgence. Today, simply notice your relationship with warmth. Notice how your body responds to warm food versus cold. Notice how your breath changes in a warm space. Notice whether warmth makes you feel more grounded, not sleepy. These responses are not imagined, they are communication. Ayurveda teaches that the body speaks through sensation long before it speaks through symptoms. When warmth feels stabilizing, that is the body asking for support. This chapter is not asking you to overhaul your habits. It is inviting you to begin favoring warmth where you can, gently, consistently. Because warmth does something essential. It reduces the workload of the body, and when the workload decreases, energy becomes available again. As the days unfold, warmth will become a recurring theme, not as a rule, but as a stabilizing presence. It prepares the body for digestion. It calms the nervous system. It supports rhythm. Think of warmth as the container that holds the reset. Without it, change scatters. With it, change settles. For now, let this understanding land quietly. Warmth is not optional support. It is one of the body's most reliable signals of safety. And safety is what allows the reset to continue, without force, without urgency, and without strain. When you're ready, we'll move into the system that warmth protects most directly, digestion. Just let this chapter rest with you for a moment.
Chapter 3. Reset Digestion, Reset Everything. Now we come to the system that quietly governs the entire reset, digestion. In Ayurveda, digestion is not only about food, it is about how the body receives, processes, and integrates everything: nutrition, experience, sensation, even emotion. This is why digestion is considered the center of health. When digestion is strong, the body rebuilds with ease. Energy feels stable. Thoughts feel clearer. Emotions move through without lingering. When digestion is weak, even the best intentions struggle to land. This does not mean something is wrong with you. It means the system is overloaded. Modern life asks digestion to work under constant pressure, eating quickly, eating while distracted, eating foods that look nourishing but are difficult to process. At the same time, the nervous system is often alert, rushed, or overstimulated. Digestion does not thrive in those conditions. In Ayurveda, digestive strength is called Agni, the inner fire. Agni is responsible for transforming what you take in into usable energy. When Agni is steady, nourishment reaches the tissues. When it is disturbed, energy becomes erratic. You may feel this as bloating, heaviness, irregular appetite, or fatigue after eating. Sometimes it shows up as mental fog or emotional sensitivity. These are not separate issues. They are signs that digestion is asking for support. This is why Ayurveda never begins a reset with restriction or intensity. It begins with cooperation. Warmth protects digestion. Calm strengthens digestion. Rhythm stabilizes digestion. When these are present, Agni recovers naturally. You do not need to force digestion to work harder. You need to remove what interferes with it. Stress diverts energy away from digestion. Cold slows digestive function. Irregular timing confuses the system.
When these pressures are reduced, digestion responds quickly, often more quickly than expected. Today's invitation is not to change everything you eat, it is to notice how digestion feels when conditions are supportive. Notice how warm meals land differently than cold ones. Notice how eating without distraction feels in the body. Notice whether slowing down allows digestion to feel more complete. These small shifts matter more than dramatic overhauls. Ayurveda teaches that the body rebuilds from the inside out. Digestion is the gateway. When digestion is supported, tissues repair more efficiently. Energy stabilizes. The body feels less reactive. This is why so many imbalances resolve quietly once digestion is cared for, without targeting symptoms directly. The goal is not perfect digestion. The goal is reliable digestion. Reliable digestion creates trust. The body stops bracing. The nervous system relaxes. Healing becomes less effortful. As this reset continues, digestion will remain central, not as something to control, but as something to listen to. Your body already knows how to digest well. It simply needs the right environment. Warmth, calm, consistency. When these are present, digestion does not need instructions. It does its work. Let this chapter settle gently. You do not need to analyze it. Just begin noticing how digestion responds when pressure is removed. In the next chapter, we'll explore the system that determines whether digestion and healing as a whole can truly reset: the nervous system. For now, allow digestion to be supported quietly, without urgency. That quiet support is where real change begins. Chapter 4. Calm the nervous system first. Before the body can reset, it must feel safe. This is not a metaphor, it is physiology. The nervous system is the gatekeeper of healing. It decides whether the body can rest, digest, and repair, or whether it must stay alert, prepared, and guarded. Many people try to reset their health by changing habits while leaving stress untouched. They eat differently, they move differently, they think differently, yet something still feels unsettled. Ayurveda explains why. A nervous system that does not feel safe will not allow deep repair, no matter how healthy the habits appear on the surface. Safety is not created through reassurance or positive thinking. It is created through signals, repeated, consistent signals that tell the body it does not need to brace. When the nervous system is under pressure, it shifts into a state of vigilance. Vigilance is useful in short bursts. It helps us respond to danger. But when vigilance becomes constant, it drains energy quietly. You may recognize this as feeling tired even after rest, or feeling calm mentally but tense in the body, or feeling productive yet never fully settled. These are not failures of mindset. They are signs that the nervous system is working too hard. In Ayurveda, calm is not something you force, it is something you create conditions for. Warmth signals safety. Predictable rhythm signals safety. Reduced stimulation signals safety. When these are present, the nervous system begins to soften on its own. Breathing deepens, muscles release, digestion improves without effort. This is why calming the nervous system comes before change. A calm system integrates, a stressed system resists. Many people try to cope with stress by staying busy or distracted. This can feel helpful temporarily, but it does not tell the nervous system that the environment is safe. It tells it to stay alert. Calming is different from coping. Coping helps you manage stress. Calming teaches the body that stress is no longer in control. This distinction matters. Today, the invitation is not to eliminate stress from your life. That would be unrealistic. It is to notice what keeps your system on edge and what helps it soften. Notice how your body feels in silence. Notice how it responds to slower movement. Notice whether stillness feels uncomfortable or relieving. Discomfort does not mean something is wrong. Often it means the nervous system is not used to rest. With gentle exposure, that discomfort fades. Ayurveda teaches that the body remembers safety once it experiences it consistently. Even brief moments of calm begin to shift baseline tension. You do not need long sessions or elaborate practices. Small, repeated signals are enough. A few minutes of quiet, eating without distraction, allowing pauses between tasks. These moments accumulate. As the nervous system settles, the body becomes more receptive, digestion strengthens, energy stabilizes, the body feels less reactive. This is why so many imbalances resolve quietly once digestion is cared for, without targeting symptoms directly. This chapter lands without pressure. You do not need to fix your stress today. You are simply beginning to notice the language of safety and tension in your body. That awareness is already a signal of calm. In the next part of this audiobook, we'll move from stabilization into rhythm, how to carry this sense of safety forward in a way that fits real life. For now, allow your nervous system to rest in the knowledge that nothing is being asked of it. That permission is often the first step towards true reset. This brings us to the close of the first chapter. Nothing needs to be solved or changed right now. Simply noticing where effort has been replaced with listening is enough to begin the reset. The body responds quickly when pressure is reduced, and this first shift away from forcing and towards cooperation creates the space that all healing requires. In the next chapter, we'll turn our attention to warmth, not as comfort, but as one of the body's most important stabilizing signals. You'll begin to understand why Ayurveda treats warmth as structure, how it supports digestion, and why small shifts towards warmth can have a surprisingly steadying effect on the entire system.